Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kagekaze, and today I'm looking at Age of Wushu by Snail Games. And before I get into it, kind of a little bit of a backstory here. I've actually been looking at this game probably for the greater part of the last month. I've been thinking about doing something for it, and I was going to do just a first impressions kind of video. And as I started playing the game, I realized this game is very complex, and I didn't think I could possibly do it justice in that fashion. So I'm going to do for this game what I've been doing for a lot of other games. That's pretty much go through the game and just kind of play it and explore it semi-blind, since I've been playing the game a little bit, and kind of learn it as I go so that you can kind of learn it with me and you can take a look at the game and decide if it's something you want to play. Okay, so this is Age of Wushu. It goes by several names, actually. Its original Chinese name translates to something like Nine Scrolls Manual. It has the Age of Wulin in the EU, I do believe, Legends of Kung Fu in Russia, and Age of Kung Fu in Southeast Asia. Multiple names there. So this game is a free-to-play MMORPG. It's kind of a hot-button RPG, so you think about maybe games like World of Warcraft. You will be doing targeting, tab targeting, and hitting buttons to do skills. So it doesn't really have, from what I can tell, skill shots. I say free-to-play. Let's define this one, shall we? This game is free to download, and you are free to go ahead and get into the game and try it out. But there is so much that paying money into this game will get you that you cannot get as a freebie player. I mean, let's just go ahead and I'll show you. This is the Zhanghua VIP status, and as you can see, I do not have it because I'm not paying for it right now. Let's take a look at what buying into this game can get you. Now, you're not going to be paying microtransactions for this. This is actually a subscription fee kind of system. I almost equate this to Blizzard's starter kits. Like World of Warcraft has a starter kit, right? You can play the game up to a certain level, and then after that you would have to start paying the subscription fee to continue further than that. I mean, you're free to play the game, but you can't advance in levels, you can't really enjoy any more of the story beyond that. In this game, you're not limited to levels from what I can tell, but you are stifled by how much you can earn in a particular time period compared to someone that buys a subscription. Now, from what I can tell here, this is about, I think, 30 gold that they charge for a 30-day subscription. That gets you VIP status for 30 days. 30 gold equates to about $9. So you're looking at about $9 a month for this. You can buy gold in as little as 10 gold, I believe, and so that's $3. Now, from what I've noticed, you can buy like tons of gold from their online store, and you do not get a discount for spending more money, which is kind of odd. You can buy huge increments of gold, but it's going to cost you $3 for every 10 gold. So you can't buy into more and get more, which is kind of odd. So let's take a look at what you get here. You get improved conversion of experience to cultivation. So the way the game plays out, every 100 seconds is a given amount of experience is converted into cultivation points, and a portion is stored as potential experience. If you're a VIP player, you can automatically redeem potential experience, convert it into cultivation points. So what this means is cultivation points is kind of the experience and how you level up in this game. There are no quote-unquote levels in this game. You will be leveling your skills independently of each other. And the rate at which you get that experience is hindered by about 30% if you're not doing a subscription. Now, the good news is when you go offline, your character is still cultivating experience for skills, and you'll see that as we go in. So let's see what else you can get. You can open a stall or practice cultivation offline. So this is kind of letting you know that you get additional experience. You can also open a stall to sell items to other players. Think Final Fantasy XI, where you could basically sit down and create a bazaar where you can put items up. At least that's the way I believe that works. You can do that while you're offline, whereas in 11, I believe you couldn't. You had to stay online. So you get a warehouse with some inventory slots. If you are paying the VIP fee, you go from 18 to 36. What happens if you have those slots full and you lose your VIP status? I don't know. That's kind of worrying. Increase the number of booths for your stalls, so you can go from 30 to 60 there. Musicians gain a musical attack skill. So musicians can play a short musical segment to perform a special attack. This is a little misleading. And what this is actually paying for... I don't know if you'd say paying for power, but it is definitely paying for something that will help you out in a PvP scenario, possibly PvE. If you get the musician skill, and this is something, it's like a crafting skill almost, you play a little mini game that you have to play certain notes in the right order. Think Guitar Hero. When you're paying VIP status, you only have to pay the first part of the song, and the rest of it is auto-played for you. So that is definitely a paying for something very convenient, especially in combat, so you don't have to worry about it. You can become a divinator, so with a permit you can do divine fortunes. I don't know what that really gives you. You can purchase unique outfits. Some outfits can only be purchased by VIP, so that's interesting. Surprise meeting, task rewards, so you can get better items during random encounters, and of course you get a priority queue. You will basically be allowed to log in sooner than anyone else. I have yet to run into a queue, but keep in mind I play rather late at night. So there you go. I wanted to get into that right away because I know a lot of people that look at these, especially when I go over something that is quote-unquote free-to-play, they want to know what the economy is about. And for this game, you are losing out a lot if you are not paying the subscription fee. But again, what's great about it is that it is a subscription fee you don't have to constantly pay. So you could pay it for a month, not play the game, let it drop. You're not going to lose your character or anything. Your character will still be cultivating experience. You can still play the game if you're not a VIP status. So let's say you just want to kind of play it offhand casually. This is a game not for the... But let's face it, this is not a game for the casual. Okay, this is pretty much a hardcore game. You're going to look at the systems when we get in here and play it. You'll see just how deep this rabbit hole goes. So I'm going to play on the Blue Dragon server. I kind of like the way they do their servers. There's only 4 right now for this game. And you get the Red Phoenix, Black Tortoise, White Tiger, and Blue Dragon. And those are based off of the 4 constellation symbols in Chinese mythology. So that's basically Suzaku, Genbu, Byaku, and Seiru. Anyone that's familiar with anime might recognize those, as anime have used those as several themes. Fushigi Yugi, Cowboy Bebop, and the like have used those as central themes in either an episode or in their theme altogether. So what's unique, though, is that you can only have 1 character per server. That's a little odd, especially because there's a character select screen. I'm not entirely sure why. You can go back to your character select screen just so you can look at your character and decide if you want to play again, I suppose. So yeah. I don't know why. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and log in. Now, I'm going to create a new character here. I'm going to go on the Blue Dragon. I kind of wanted to just show this off and show what you've got here. You can see you have your character's name, your school, your power, script, scene. You can even see your last login IP, I suppose, if you want to verify that you logged in on your last computer or someone didn't try to log in on your account. All right, so we'll delete this guy. And interesting, there are deletion rules. Non-payment account will be deleted when the character strength is lower than first understanding. So that's kind of a strength gauging level thing. So you don't have a true level, but you have a ranking that shows how far you've cultivated yourself. When your strength reaches first understanding, deletion requires 48 hours. So this should be instant because I'm pretty new. If the non-VIP character hasn't recently consumed any gold or reached first understanding, it can be immediately or directly deleted. Well, let's do this. Let's see it. It should let me. Okay, great. I have deleted my character, and we're going to go ahead and start fresh. So what's interesting is that you obviously only have humans as a race. There is no alternate races or anything like that. So in lieu of picking a race, you're going to pick a starting storyline. So while other races have different storylines in other games, this game gives you humans with just different stories to pick. One of those is a VIP story, as you can see. Twilight Village. So you were ambushed and badly wounded by assassins in the Bugui Valley. Famous swordsman known as the Jugong Elder saved you, only to discover that you had lost your memory. Your search for answers leads you to the remote Twilight Village. And as you can see, it shows your birthplace, whether you're school restricted or gender restricted. Now, so far, none of these have a school or gender restriction. The storylines are pretty much the same. Tale of the Tianshan Swords. You were ambushed and badly wounded by assassins in the Bugui Valley. Famous swordsman known as Zhong Elder saved you and you carried you to Yangyu Villa. Although you recovered rapidly under his care, you still have no memory of who you were. Your wounds are now healed. It is time for you to search for your past and hunt down your mysterious enemy in the deadly world of Zhanghua. Very similar to the Twilight Village, at least it seems. Okay, so Phoenix Pledge. You and your sister were orphaned at a young age. 7 years ago, she was kidnapped. You've been looking for her ever since, but to do so now, you need to reawaken the warrior spirit that has long been dormant within you. The starting town is Guidong Town. You have no restrictions on either. Nameless Sword. You once led a life of luxury and privilege, all that changed when a masked assassin destroyed your family. To avenge your kin, you assumed the identity of a humble martial arts disciple and started hunting down your enemies, but revenge is only the beginning. And of course, A Scholar's Legend is the last storyline. Being a hardworking orphan raised by a humble shop owner in Chengdu, you have always dreamed of a life of adventure and heroism. You like helping people, whether they ask for it or not. This is an admirable trait that accidentally lands you at the center of a conflict between criminal elements and the law, forcing you to leave home. The world is full of things to learn, and you are free to choose your own destiny. Again, see, everything has no restrictions here. Now, there are restrictions on schools, and that comes later. I'm going to do Phoenix Pledge, because that's what I was doing before, so I'm basically searching for my sister. So we'll create, and we can see that I can create both male and female characters. Very good. So you have your face, hairstyle, you have an avatar, which I'm guessing just shows your picture. I'm not really sure what kind of a difference that'll make. And of course you have a starting outfit. So you can see we have a very basic presets. Because we are dealing with Chinese mythology, you're not going to see, there's not really any major beard or options like that, it looks like. So facial hair will be kind of at a minimum. But what's interesting about this is that you don't have the standard sliders of left and right. Look at this. You have alignment positions, so you can move them around in kind of a 3D space and it will make changes. Like here's the arch position. You can see that as I move it around, there's up and down and then there's left and right. That's freaky. Okay. Eyes, nose, cheekbone, ears, mouth, jaw. Let's see. Okay, we do have some facial features. There are a few beard options. I mean, as you can see, there's kind of straggly ones. No really long ones. I was kind of hoping that at the very least I could get a long, just really long beard on my character. I'm just going to go ahead and do the light beard, I think. Can I rotate? Okay, I can rotate with this button here. We can see you've got different hairstyles. Only really 3 to go through, it looks like, at this point. I'm just going to go ahead and pick... What do I want to pick? Just pick that one, that's fine. Avatar. The Last Airbender. Alright. Outfit. Stop spinning, please. Thank you. So you have multiple outfits to choose from when you first start out. You will actually keep this outfit and start the game out with this outfit. I think that's kind of cool, but you quickly lose it because you'll be getting gear in the game. Let's see, who do I want? Go ahead and pick that one. I can even pick different trousers, not that you can see them too well. And shoes. There. Yeah, we'll go with that. Not bad. So there's a few options. I can't say it gets super... I mean, obviously there's sliders for everything that you want your face to look like, so that gets kind of deep. But as you can see, the hairstyles are kind of light. Can I even pick my color? I don't even think I can pick a hair color. That's kind of disappointing, actually. Alright, well, let's get on with this. We're going to go ahead and enter my name. I will just go ahead and be my usual self. It will be Kagekaze and confirm. Name is already in use. We'll find then. I will once again be Rurouni Kage. Let's just do it. Oh, of course. I just deleted a character with the name Rurouni Kage. It's going to tell me that that name is already in use. Really? Alright. Fine. Well, what was my main in Warcraft? I'll just, you know what? I'm going to do it. I can't be a mage, but I will be Starflare. We're just going to do that because I can't seem to pick anything else. Alright, we're just going to do it. So we see that we are Starflare. I have no school at the moment. I am weak in body and mind. How true. No script. And I am in Quinding Town. So let's go ahead and play. So you start off and we get the basic tutorial. It'll show you that we can pick here between normal and special mode. Normal allows you to do W is forward, S is back, Q and E are left and right, and then A and D are turn. So if you're used to first person, this is probably not the way you want to go. This one is special mode, which is W, S, A, and D for moving left, right, up, down. This is the one I will pick. I'm used to first-person shooters, so this is the one I'll have. Go ahead and confirm. Okay, you can change this in the options. And, of course, we get here a nice guide, learn about experience, cultivation, and potential. So we're going to go through a tutorial mission now to talk to the NPCs to help us along. And we can see we can click the name Hai Tianlong to find the location of the martial arts school master, find and learn about experience. What's beautiful is I can click the name and my character, as you can see, is automatically going to go there. That is one convention that this game and a few other free-to-play Chinese and Korean MMOs have been doing lately that I've noticed, is you've got your guide over here, your quest log, right? Almost every MMO has this. But you can actually click on something in the list and you will auto path to that item. No need to go out and find an NPC in a crowded town. It will automatically take you there. I find this to be both good and bad because it prevents you from really actively exploring in the world. I just ran into a horse's ass. But at the same time, I find it useful in cities, because there are sometimes you just cannot find that NPC you're looking for in the city. So I think it would be nice to have for finding NPCs, but I'm not so sure I quite agree with it helping you find stuff out in the greater world at large. So here we are here to teach. Yes, I want to know what I am capable of. Then you've come to the right place. We'll start with the basics. Yes, continue. Alright, from now on I will call him Shifu, or teacher. And from this, I have earned some experience. I've gained 2 experience and some reputation around the city. So reputation is, again, I haven't gone too deep into this, so we'll be learning this as we go. The reputation, from what I can understand, is it will affect certain schools. Like some schools may not take you, or you may get reduced experience gain from a school if you don't have a decent enough reputation. For example, beggars may not like it if you steal or try to kidnap other players. I didn't mention that, did I? You can kidnap other players that are offline in this game. Yeah. There's a lot you can do offline. Let me kind of tell you about that just a little bit before I continue on here. When you go offline in this game, your character stays in the game. You don't disappear. Your character becomes an NPC, and he will go about doing odd jobs. Now, if you're a VIP, you can get improved jobs, you can get improved experience. You will get money from being offline. So this game, even though it rewards you greatly for paying, it is still a game you can play semi-casually, and you will be given experience and rewards and whatnot, even while you're offline. I think this game has some really interesting concepts and ideas, and it just gets so complicated at times. And I think you'll see that as we go, that this is definitely a game I cannot recommend if you're only going to play casually. I think you're really going to want to look into it. This is a game that I almost feel like I'm going to have to start breaking out Wikipedia articles to really figure out exactly what I'm doing. Well, let's let the game explain that for you. We'll move on. What am I going to get? I'm going to get Steamed Bun. Recovers 20 nutrition, and they're made from wheat without stuffing. Alright, so awesome. We'll go ahead and thank the Shifu. And first step's completed. As you can see, the UI gets semi-cluttered. I've got multiple things popping up at the same time, and I didn't get to really read all of that. So let me move here. Can I move my Camera. I cannot. Okay, I know why I cannot. Because it's telling me I need to click on this icon. Alright, so cultivation points. I can click to view the menu. So we're basically going through the tutorial here. And we can see that this is your cultivation. And it will tell you if I could... No, I can't really move around. So let's just go ahead and click on the VIP privileges. And so right away... And this does, I'm going to be honest, annoy me a little bit. Is that they right away kind of point you to, hey, here, start paying. This is something I think that once you explain a lot of the systems, you might want to say, okay, now that you know how the basic systems work, here's what you get for paying. I think that would probably be a little better way of doing it. Just because I don't think any player likes to be kind of hit over the head with the fact that, hey, we want you to buy stuff from us, like, as the first thing you tell them. And that is kind of what it feels like you're doing here. Now, granted, it is trying to do so in telling you what the system does, but as you saw, I couldn't move the sliders until I clicked on the VIP privileges, so I couldn't even get an idea of what's going on here until I did that. So once again, you'll take a look at the systems I mentioned earlier. You gain 1 point of experience converted to 1,000 points of trying again, cultivation. But people who are not VIP can only convert 70%, so you're losing 30% if you're not VIP. You can see here in general, conversion speed is 380 for every 100 seconds. If you're not VIP, it's 266 every 100 seconds. And tasks can improve the conversion speed. So cultivation, the main function is to cultivate martial arts and promote strength. It also has some special functions. It's mainly obtained through converting experience, though it can be obtained when you successfully complete forbidden areas or gain certain titles. So you can see I've got the experience here. Here's my cultivation. Cultivation. I just can't talk today. Oh well. And as you can see, part of that experience is now going towards potential. Once I activate VIP privileges, I can take this potential and just put it all the way into my full experience and cultivate it. So if you activate potential, you can use gold straight up. Like, I can't select anything here, but 1 gold piece can cultivate 12,500 cultivation. So as you know, 1 gold piece, well, you have to do the conversion there. It's 10 gold for $3, so it's not that expensive to get a lot of potential there. But that is something you can use your gold for. And of course, this is, I mean, you get pretty much hit over the head with a lot of systems right away. This is what confused me at first, because you open this up and you can take a look at this, and it doesn't really explain what a lot of this is at first. A lot of stuff is locked out to me, so we'll get that as I play. But it's kind of cool that I can take a look at some of the things I'll be learning, such as vigorous strides. You can move on water. In this game, this is what is impressing me about this game, and I haven't even gotten onto this yet, haven't even tried it to experience, to play it, but you can do things like running on water, jumping on water, flying through the air. You will be able to fly in this game. So this game is very much based off of those martial arts movies like Hero or Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So you can even run up walls. I mean, that's pretty cool. There's lots of cool stuff that appears to be in this game. I just haven't gotten to it yet, so I can't really tell you at what point you can start experiencing this stuff to really know what's whether or not you're going to really enjoy it. So let's keep going here. I'm here to teach. Have you learned? Well, I'm ready to learn. No matter how talented you are, you will not master your skills overnight. It takes time. So let's talk about cultivation. Cultivation. I'm going to keep saying it that way. It's just going to happen. Alright, so let's talk about cultivation. It'll take me a lifetime. So from this, I gain even more experience, more reputation, and then it brings me into a new menu. And as you can see in the background, I'm getting this thing called Win. That is my currency in the game. It's just so many things pop up at once, it makes it very hard to read. I hope they'll look into that and upgrade the UI at some point. But now at this point, we can see I need to talk to him again and learn the self-recollection skill. So let's go ahead and... Oh, this is nice. Hint, press F9 to hide other players. So if I don't want to see active players, I can just hit that, and you can see this gentleman here just goes away. So if you want to be in a town, don't have people obscuring you, you can hit that button. So again, some really neat ideas going into this game so far. Alright, so it's not about punches and kicks. You must first learn your internal skill. You can make use of chi that flows through your body, study the script, speak with Feng Jing. Okay, so it's giving me an item. It's letting me click this. This is kind of odd that it puts it right here. It tells you to click here when it should be telling me to click down here at the bottom. It's the same effect, but it can be confusing when these icons don't show up when you want them down the road. Alright, so I've got a skill book. It's going to learn Self-Recollection. It's an internal skill. It's soft as yin. Gives me 1. Okay, silence your thoughts and desires. Right-click to learn. And here's all the stats, and again, why you can see why this game might get a little complex. So it gives me plus to brawn. My dexterity looks like stays the same. My breath goes up. And stamina goes up. And it gives me plus 40 maximum hit points, plus 10 maximum energy. The increases the damage caused by yin and softness attributes by 20%, and increases damage caused by taiji attributes by 16. So it's pretty much a self-buff skill. We'll go ahead and right-click. We can preview it. And this is kind of cool that it shows you a little kind of a calligraphy painting of what the skill does. In this case, it's just a reflection thing, so you're just kind of sitting down, nothing cool to see here. And it will give me an overview of exactly what it does. And it says internal skill special effect. It gives me a chance to block 35 points of damage, and I silence my thoughts and desires. So we'll go ahead and study. There's the casting bar. Alright. Click here, and we can now see that the skills available. I can go ahead and click activate. And it's already active. Okay, very good. So this is self-recollection. I'm going to go ahead and put this down on my bar. I can just drag it down here, go to hot button 0. I can only set it to internal shortcuts bar. Is that this one up here? Nope, that is this one down here, I believe. Oh, okay, there we go. So you've got this internal skill bar down here that goes from F1 to F5, and of course active skills that go from 1 to 0. And this will just, I can activate it, it's on me at all times, I am constantly under self-recollection, and I'm getting an internal buff because of it. Alright, let's go ahead and close those and talk to Shifu. And let me think about it. Okay, oh, I need to talk to Feng Jing. Alright. Shifu said you had something to tell me. Have you been cultivating your internal skill? Of course. The better your internal skill gets, the more chi you'll have to boost your attacks and defenses. That's good to know. So they talk about cultivating right here, but they haven't told me how to cultivate yet. So, are you cultivating it? Well, of course I'm cultivating it. Wait, what's cultivating? Let me see if I can show you really quick. There's a cultivation... Cultivation? I'm just going to keep doing that, really. Seriously, ignore me today, because I'm horrible today. Your martial arts have been cultivated to maximum levels, so I can't do anything here because it hasn't told me how to do it yet. I think that's the even weirder part. They ask you, are you doing it? You say, of course I am, and yet you can't do it yet. Okay, alright, that's fine. We need to go back to Hai Tianlong. By the way, I will be pronouncing all these names incorrectly. I can pronounce Japanese names, I can't pronounce Chinese names. I'm horrible at it. Alright, so I talked to Feng Jing. Remember to always cultivate your inner skills. Do so and other skills will become stronger. So he basically had me go out there to talk to him to make sure he's confirming that I'm cultivating, but then I come back to Shifu and he's like, okay, well, let's cultivate. Okay. Makes my head hurt just a little bit thinking about we're going a little bit out of order here. And I don't know if that's an issue with the original or if this is an issue with translation or what. I have a feeling this game is being very much translated and not localized. The difference there is that translation pretty much just means you're taking the words and putting them into a different language. Whereas localization, some games like, for example, Dragon's Prophet, which is coming out, is doing a localization pass where it takes the original game and the original engine and then it changes those systems to fit a different audience. Whereas you might sell something for a certain price or might sell something in general in one audience, you might not sell it to another. For example, a Western audience may not care for things like pay for respec, whereas an Eastern audience would. In this game, there's no respec because all of your skills are just constantly leveling. which is kind of cool. Oh, I missed this earlier, by the way. This up here, you can actually get a background on the character you're talking to. So if you're wondering about my teacher here, you can actually look him up, see what it is about him that makes him tick. I think that is a pretty cool feature that you can, at a glance, get some background on the character you're talking to. Alright, what am I getting? I'm getting some win, I'm getting some reputation and experience, so let's go ahead and thank Shifu. And I've gained some cultivation points. I'm just need to stop. Okay. So tell Hai Tenlong why you want to learn martial arts and then ask him to teach you. Alright, let's do that. I'm here because I want to save my sister. So there your storyline starts getting into play. It's just a simple choice right now, but we must prepare myself, so that's why I'm here. When can I complete my training? All in good time. Now go to the practice room. Your brothers are waiting for you. I'm on my way. Great, so we get to go to the martial arts school portal now. This is where we're going to start learning combat. I do like that transition wipe, by the way. I think that's pretty cool, that when you go between areas, it doesn't just fade out, it's a wipe. Kind of fits the setting. It's definitely quite cool there. So, alright, let's talk to you. There's no single skill that overpowers all others. Learn to use different skills to your advantage. That's interesting. Master Hai sent you here. What do you think of our school? From that, I've gained some win and experience. Glad to be here. Please teach me what I need to know. Good defense will protect you when all else fails. Brother Wong will teach you the basics. Excellent. So this game uses a rock, paper, scissors style of combat. So even though you've got the tab targeting, well, I can't really tab, but I can click. Tab targeting, push the button to do skill system, you're going to be doing things in accordance to attack, counterattack, and feints. So let's see how you hold a punch. Keep your guard up and you should be fine. Hold the right mouse button to block. So I'm ready, let's begin. So you have, let's back up a bit and we'll go ahead and face him. I can right click and as you can see I guard. If I let go I enter a regular stance. So it does have an active guard system as well as maintaining a hot button system. Oh, did I fail that? Okay, nope, the next skill is Parry. So I need to study the book and learn to parry. So this is the second skill we get. Right click, embrace the moon. So we preview it and you can see there he goes and does the action. I can replay it to see the action again. It has a cooldown of 1 second. It needs 5 energy to perform. It is defensive stance. It's simple and useful. Each successful parry can reduce damage by 7. And so what you're seeing up here is you've got your hit points, that's pretty obvious, but you have your energy, which allows you to use your skills, so that's like your mana bar. But you also have a rage bar, which will be for super moves, which is another cool thing about this. We'll get to that. Let's go ahead and study this. And now I've got Embrace the Moon, and I need to drag it to the skill bar, so I'll put it down here on number 2. Okay, left click icon. And there. Alright, there we go. Excellent. So that is my second ability. My first ability is simply a normal fist attack. It has a distance of 2 meters, 1.2 second cooldown, and it does 5 points of damage. Now that I've learned that, let's go ahead and talk to him to go ahead and parry. Make sure to use Embrace the Move. It will make it harder to hit. I need a moment to prepare. Please use the skill. Oh, okay. I've slotted it. Now I need to use it. So I hit 2, and there I am. Go ahead and talk to him. I'm ready. Let's begin. So basically, I just need to fight him right now using this parry. So when he attacks me, I think it's working. There. Okay, there's a dodge and a backflip. Very cool. I think after you learn, use it to parry the attack. Now, did I succeed or not? That's the problem here. Okay, so it's not... Okay, I obviously failed that because I blocked. Oh, wait, maybe I had to use... Okay. Great concepts in this game, but it doesn't exactly explain to you exactly when you need to do something. I mean, just now I completed that. So I'm guessing that what I had to do was use Embrace the Moon and then block. So by blocking, I'm parrying. So I basically had to hit 2 and then go ahead and block. Is that it? I can't tell you for sure, because when I hit 2, I've got this in the upper right hand. It says successful parry will reduce damage received. So they called the right click a block, but I'm guessing that that's a parry, because the moment I hit it and I blocked, it succeeded. Now I'm sure there's probably some kind of help menu in here that will tell me that's how it works, but not having it tell me immediately from the NPC himself makes it very difficult to know for sure. Alright, so I've done what you asked. I gained some win, experience, reputation. Alright, so even a strong defense can be broken with a single blow. Brother Peng will show you. Nice. Alright, so let's talk to Brother Peng here. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. Keep attacking, you can break through. Try it now. I'm ready, let's begin. So keep using normal attacks on Peng until he can't parry anymore. So I will go ahead and use my 1. As you see, he's got that green bar underneath him. That is his parry. He's parrying me right now. Eventually, I will be able to break through it, and there you go. We've got a break on his defenses, and I succeed. So let's try a feint, which can break through parries. So I studied this. The white cloud covers the top, and it will break his parry. Got it? So let's go ahead and learn it. And that's pretty cool. It's a sweeping kick. 2-second cooldown, 10 energy. Execute a feint attack, which appears to go high, actually goes low. It will deal 24 plus 1 points of external skill damage, total of 1 hit. Each hit does 25 points total damage. So that's a little bit more explanation than you need because it's, well, it's a one-hit skill. But I guess that's in place for skills that have multiple hits. To enemies in front of you, when it breaks your target's parry, it will knock them down and inflict extra damage. So as you can see here, it's... I'm not seeing the part where it supposedly looks like it's going to hit high. I know that's what it says it does, but it just shows a sweep. I wonder if that's just because it's kind of hard to show that kind of thing and keep it simple still. Alright, let's study it. I will now have to put it on my bar, so we will take it and put it on 3. And I'm ready, let's begin. So break his defenses. So you can see he's got his health bar, and then if you look up there, he's got a parry. Well, he's parrying, now I need to use my feint. I've just broken his guard, and it knocked him flat on his ass. So, oh, he's parrying again. Let's go ahead and deal with that. And there you go. That is how you fight in this game. So I've done what you've asked. More win, reputation, experience. I've learned to parry and to feint. What's next? Learn to channel your feelings. By successfully defending, you can gather rage and release it in a devastating attack. Study this book and practice rage attacks with Brother Zhu. This is where things get pretty cool in the combat system. Hot button MMO with super moves like you were playing a Street Fighter game. That is the cool thing here. And that is it right there. That entire string is the combo we will be performing. So this will be awesome. So 10-second cooldown. It needs 50 anger, so you'll have to beat on your opponent or be beaten a few times to do it. It does 212 plus 5 plus 5. We'll have to look in that to find out what those mean. Points of external skill damage, total of 7 hits, and each one does about 31 points of damage. So we'll go ahead and study it. And let's take a look at it. It says plus 5 plus 5. It doesn't tell me exactly what those plus 5s are. But there's 2 icons by it, one that shows cross swords and one that shows blue waving lines. I'm guessing those are elemental or specific types of damage. So it does 2 different types of damage. What's interesting here too is now that we're looking at it, we can see what cultivating a skill will do, even though it hasn't told us how to cultivate yet. Again, kind of amusing, but that's okay. What will this gain? Well, the distance will stay the same, the cooldown will stay the same, it looks like. Anger will stay the same. The difference is the damage. Gets 60 additional damage. Same number of hits, though. That's a pretty decent change there. Quite a bit of extra damage. Alright, let's go ahead and take this. We're going to put this on skill 4. And right away you can kind of see that the skills are categorized by color. Straight attacks are red in nature. Parries are green, and feints are blue. So, use parry defense against Shuran's attack. When you have enough rage, use step backwards over 7 stars. I love the names in this. Very martial arts. That's, you know, what you would expect from this kind of game or those kind of movies. Alright, he wants me to block my attacks, and then do the walk backwards in 7 stars. And we'll go ahead and let's do it. Let's go ahead and move it so you can see it a little better. I'll go ahead and start parrying. And if you look in the upper left-hand corner, you see where the arrow is pointing there. You'll see that it's letting me know my rage is going up. And there's the first rage. It's the first flame. You can see a red bar going in between the nodes. It will get to the next kind of combo point available. There's 2. I can't use my ability yet. I'm only at 2. You can see the 4 on the hotbar at the bottom is not quite fully lit. Alright, there's 3. Okay, and there, now it's fully lit. You can see that it's become highlighted. If we look up here, I have 57 rage. It requires 50, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. And I love that it does that whole letterbox. Gives you the move name. I mean, I feel like I'm playing, like, I don't know, Fist of the North Star or something. It's just you get that really cool feedback and feeling on it. So it's like, here, you just did something really awesome. Revel in its glory. Alright, so I have the ability. I'm going to wait for him to do his attack, and then I will go ahead and do it once again. I love that. That is very cool. So now the game tells you exactly how this works. It's kind of told you through the individual segments, but now you see for a fact this is how it works. So you have your basic attack, your overt attack, which is used to basically counter a feint. So if the enemy is about to use a feint on you to block your guard, you can use an overt strike to do extra damage to them. You can use feints to counteract blocks. So if someone's blocking a lot, you use the feint, you get them out of it. And lastly, a parry or a block will cancel out the overt attacks. And so you've got very much rock, paper, scissors, and you go in that circle. So you've got the standard hot button stuff, but an added layer of complexity that you need to kind of balance these out. You'll need to know when to block, when to attack, when to feint, and it makes combat more tactical than most games of this type. I think that's neat. Now, whether or not it really matters once you get to high level PvP and all that, I couldn't say. But I do like the idea that they're trying it. It seems really kind of cool. So we'll go ahead and confirm that. We're done here. We need to talk to Ying Jing. There is no single skill that overpowers. Okay, done as you said. More win, more reputation, more growth. And use it wisely. Now go talk to our Sifu. Excellent. Alright, we shall do that. Can jump around, by the way. I can't do anything else yet, but eventually I will learn a double jump, and that's pretty cool. And of course, beyond that, I will be able to learn to fly. I'm looking forward to that. I want to just fly around, run on treetops like you see in those movies. That part, to me, would probably be the exciting part about the game. Just to kind of be able to do that without a flying mount, just to be able to fly myself. Just for no reason other than to do it. Alright. Well, Sifu, I've come back. I've got more coin growth rep. Alright. I have learned my basics. So what is next? I'm now done with instructions about skills. Let me continue to meditation. So in the upper right hand, you can see I have kind of a small quest chain I'm going through to ultimately join a school, and it's letting me know my total progress. I'm basically a third of the way done with this whole tutorial thing now. So if I click on here, I've completed the move guide. I can now do the sit and breathe guide. Adventure will begin once I complete 4 more novice guides. Alright, excellent. So what is next? Let's talk to Sifu maybe. Alright, so all those trainings make me a little tired. Okay, well, I look a little pale. I should meditate to recover my chi. How do I do that? Well, sit and relax. I'll show you how to use sit and breathe. I will gain, it looks like recovery medicine, which will give me energy every couple of seconds. So that's great. Let's go ahead and thank the Shifu. Another skill to learn. Sit and breathe. Once again, something kind of simple. So, once again, this brings back memories of Final Fantasy XI. Alright, you know what? I'll do that, but I'm going to move it over here once I'm done. Much like Final Fantasy XI, once you run low on health and mana, you need to get it back. And in that game, you didn't have auto-regeneration for health. You did have some for mana, but it was much less than when you were sitting and resting. So what I'm going to do is click sit and breathe, and that's literally what I will do. I will sit, I will rest, I will regain hit points, and I will regain energy. So it's kind of one of those. I think if other games that have done something like this, aside from Final Fantasy XI, I think Ragnarok Online did that. I'm not sure of any others off the top of my head. I can't say I've played many others, but those I know for sure did something like that. Alright, so we're done with that. Let's go ahead and get back up. And thank you, I feel much better now. And this will recover life and chi. It will not protect me from danger. Only seek peace will find it. Alright. Some breathing grass would do nicely for an ointment. But how will I... Ah, there you are. So, Shifu, I've seen warriors soaring through the air like birds. When will I be able to fly like that? I actually haven't seen anyone doing that, but, you know, that's okay. We'll ignore that. I want to learn to fly. He will teach me, but first I must pick him some breathing grass, alright? So what will I get from this? I will gain some blood-clotting herb. It will recover hit points every 2 seconds. And, of course, the standard win and other experience. Alright, so now I have my first fetch quest. There it is, okay. So I'm supposed to get breathing grass. If I click on this, and I'll go ahead and hit the map, and you'll see exactly what's happening here now. You can see that I am now moving out into the world. Apparently clicking on... That's kind of cool. I didn't know I could do that. Clicking on the map will auto-travel me to a location on the map. So if I want to go somewhere, and I need to go AFK, use the restroom, or something like that, I can do that. That's... Huh. That's kind of cool. I didn't know I could do that. That is really nice, actually. But once again, you can see that I just click on it, and my character is going to automatically go where I need to go. Now, what's interesting, though, is it loses pathing very easily, so if I jump, you'll notice when I land, like there it didn't matter, but if I jump and if I'm not on a path node, he will return to a location to where he can recover his path. This typically happens when you're about to embark upon a turn. So the pathing could use a little bit of work. If it could, basically, instead of having you walk backwards, just find a different way to the next node, that would be kind of cool. Unfortunately, it does not do that. But that's quite alright. Here we go. We have moved on to the next area. And this is where we are supposed to find our breathing grass. In fact, it takes me right to it. Take a look at that. There is breathing grass, and uh-oh. What the? Ah! Okay, yep. I'm going to give you my bad voice acting here. So it's kind of cool. Little cutscene there. The cutscenes will have the text in the bottom corner. Unfortunately, there is no voice acting. So you have to kind of read quick sometimes. So we are now stuck what looks to be in the bottom of a well. So we've already got kind of our first quest gone awry. Point and click, by the way, works for regular movement, as you can see. Point and click to move. I kind of want to turn that off because I like to click target, but I don't want to accidentally move somewhere, especially since I can just move with WASD. Uh-oh, I find a tattered journal next to the bones. I, Hin Trounzi. was cast into this accursed well by a righteous fool. I will die here, damned, alone, and without the revenge I thirst for. Reader, I bequeath you my knowledge of hell in a script written in blood. Use it to escape this well and punish the bastard that broke me. Scroll. I wonder why he didn't use it to get out of here himself. Okay, so I need to find the script. There it is. Barely legible scroll is titled Skyward Feint Step. So this is a new ability. Go ahead and right-click on it. And now I have Skyward Feint Step. It's a jump in the air. Press space. You will leap again in midair, and it will cost some flying skill points. So this is the first of the flying skills you will learn. Eventually you will be able to take flight and stay in the air for the most part. So now if I jump... Okay, I can use a hanging rope. So now we have a slight jumping puzzle that I can use for my newfound double jump ability. I don't know what it is. I like being able to double jump. I double jump everywhere. I think it's cool. So any game that lets me double jump, you know what? I'm gonna have fun with it. I will be double jumping everywhere. Now I don't have flying skill, I guess, so it's not gonna show me that I'm using it, but I guess it is. Anyway, there's the rope. Let's go ahead and jump. And fail, apparently. I guess I need to click on it. Let's go back up. Thankfully, it looks like you take no falling damage. Okay, there we go. Click on the rope. Alright, so I need to report back to Shifu. Let's see where we are. So I will run back, and we'll talk to teacher.